Well, hello, how you doing? I hope you're all as well as can be expected. I hope everything's going well for you in this lockdown time. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing ribs. 3, 2, 1, ribs. Join me and let's see how it all goes. So, right, I've cleaned the Kamado out. Everybody knows how to do that. The Kamado is cleaned out. I've got some new charcoal in there on top of the old charcoal that was in there, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wood wool firelighters. So, given that I want to be barbecuing within the next hour or so, let's get it started. Temperature's going to need to be low and slow. So, flame on. I'm just going to let that burn for a while. Somebody was saying actually on one of the groups on Facebook that they were having problems with starters being really smoky and stuff. Well, if you have a look at this, there's a little bit of smoke, but there's not much. And the thing is, you've got to give them airflow. The more air they've got, the better they burn. Speaking of which, I'm just going to put some bits of this charcoal over the top of where the firelighters are burning, so that I've got airflow through, but I'm also getting, that's hot in there, also getting some flameage at bits of charcoal. Will that little bit shift? Yes, it will. Like I said, now, as I've closed down the airflow, you can see the smoke. So I just need to give them room to burn. As long as there's room for those flames to come up, then there'll not be much smoke. It's more of a complete combustion that's going on, which is what we're looking for. So that's all good. I'll just let that go. And it's going to take at least half an hour, I would think, to get the Kamado to the temperature I want. That's just the way it works, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. So right, I'll come back to you when we're closer to putting the ribs actually on the Kamado. Back in a bit. Well, where are you? Oh, there you are. As you'll be able to see, looking in the other camera, there's no flameage now. We've now got, you can hear it crackling away. Right, so I'm just going to put my grate in with both deflectors. That's it. Close the lid back down. Then I'm going to set it to around about 120 degrees. This is going to be low and slow. 120 degrees in centigrade, it's about 225. Well, 110, 120, about 225 Fahrenheit in Fahrenheit, in old money. I need more sleep. Anyway, we'll get that set and I'll come back to you when the ribs are going to go on. See you in a bit. Right, so while the Kamado is coming up to temperature, and that's going to take its own sweet time, and I've got stuff going on here. Let's have a look and see what we're going to do with these, the ribs. Love ribs. Never cooked them before. I've not cooked them before, so this is going to be a first. I do know though I'm going to want to make myself a rub. So let's start off with that, shall we? And it's going to take quite a bit. And this is going to be one of my own inventions, if you like. It's the usual way. I'm going to start with some honey and mustard marinade and flavouring, and I'm going to put 2 tablespoons heaped of that in there. And then I like garlic. Do you like garlic? I like garlic. So we're going to have a heaped tablespoon of garlic granules, followed by some 5 spice. Now, need to be a bit careful with this or it can take over, but it's going to be what would be a level tablespoon of 5 spice. And finally, where would we be without salt? And again, this is I'm just going to put a tablespoon of pyramid sea salt in there, and I'm going to mix that around, put that out of the way. So we'll just give that a mix up. Delia Smith I ain't, but there we go. The honey and mustard stuff is actually is very pleasant indeed. Now, I managed the other day to hurt my finger. I cut it trying to use a spiralizer without the proper thing to actually screw the thing through. So I'm gloving up today because this is going to want some rubby ginage. Right, so there we are, glued. And these ribs, again, I can show you, these are John Davidson's. It says butchery at its best. Baby back pork ribs, 700 grams thereof, so 3/4 of a kilo. Now, there's going to be 2 of us noshing at this, and I happen to know, because my wife keeps confirming it, that usually a whole rack of ribs does the 2 of us. Because I am on a diet. I'm not really. Well, I am. I'm on a seafood diet. I seafood and I eat it, and that's half the problem. I'm going to dry that off a bit because there we go. Right, that's that bit dried off. Is it? Stop dripping on us, you swine. And there it is, as it's come. Dear me, David, you're a messy sod sometimes. Right. That's better. So there's the rack as it's come. I should point out I've got a bin down there, just in case anybody thinks I'm just chucking stuff about. So here we go. Let's get it properly rubbed up. The great thing, of course, is if you've made too much of the rub, which I may well have done, you can always bag it up and use it on your next one, as long as you remember your proportions. You can do what you like, really. So yes, there we go. Turn it over. I'm not sure how much you need on the underside, if any, to be honest, but never mind. We'll clag some on. These look nice. I'm quite looking forward to seeing these done. There we go. Just rake it about, get it on the edges. Right. So I'm just going to let that sit and fester. But what I will do is find somewhere to shove the meter probe, because I do like the meter. So let's have probe number 4. We'll have probe number 4 today. And I think if I can shove it where? Down there. That's it, that'll do. So the meter's in place. That can now sit and fester while the Kamado comes up the temperature. And when it does that and it's ready to go on, then I'll come back to you. Until then, get yourself a beer, drink along. It's going to be on for 3 hours, 2 hours wrapped, and then an hour with the glaze. So let's have a look and see how we're doing. I'm at 69 degrees, it says, on the grate, so there's a while yet. See you in a bit. Well, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Welcome back, by the way. It's showing 109 degrees, so I can knock that back a bit. And the baby backs are about ready to go on. I've got my meter set, so that's going to be working. It's all good. And ha ha ha, look what's arrived. Salt. I was down to me last, but there's some new salt arrived, so that's good. I've got plenty to be going on. And for those who are wondering, there's the 2 sizes, look. Yes, Malden sea salt flakes. I'm loving it, so I am. And that should, it says here, best before the end of the 31st of December 2025. Ha! Be lucky if it makes the end of 31st of July. 30 days of September, April, June, yes, 31st of July. I'm going to say 1st of August because it's easier that way. Right, let's have a look and see what's going on in here, shall we? Ooh. And there we have it. Ooh, steamy and lovely. Right, onto the grill with this. And I'm just going to lay it there nicely. That's it, 'tis on. The meat is on. We'll close the lid, and that is going to be in there for 3 hours as it stands, and then I shall wrap it and foil it. Now, one or two of you will be saying, what smoke wood did you put on? I haven't, and I'll tell you for why. That charcoal that's in there is the big K stuff, and it's apple to start with, and I've used it before and I know that it gives me a lovely flavour, exactly the flavour I'm looking for. Mrs. Fat Lad is not massively keen on massively smoky stuff. The only exception to that is mackerel. That's the only exception that she has. She loves smoked mackerel. The rest of the time she's not massively keen on smoky stuff, so I'm quite happy to get the applewood flavour that comes off this charcoal, because it does do that. So it can quite happily sit there in the barbecue for the next 3 hours. It'll get that flavour, then we'll wrap it up and we'll go from there. The question is, what will I be putting in it to baste it with? You'll see that when we come back. See you in a bit. Well, hello. Oh, dearie me. Let's just stop that for the time being. The meat is going at me. I only want that so that I can see what's going on. We've had 2 3/4 hours. The meter is telling me the temperature everything's at, and I'm about ready actually to lift off and get the ribs wrapped. So let's have a look at them and see how we're doing. Yes, that'll be fun. Follow me. So here we are at the barbie, and there we have the ribs. And they're looking good, I have to say. So let's lift that out and drop it across onto here, and I'll do something about wrapping them and giving them a little bit of a juice up. I'll just drop that down because we don't want that any higher than it is. And what I'm going to do, I think, is take the meter out, because I don't think we need it now. It's let me know where I want it to go. Ow, that's warm. There absolutely are times when I wonder just what I've got instead of a brain. Come out. So there's the meter out. Ha, still hot. Right, and now what I want to do is I'm going to spritz it just a little. And this is Fentimans Yuzu. It's oh, listen to that. That thinks we're up to temperature. So I'm just going to give it a little spritz, nothing much, and then turn it over, as you do, and another little spritz. This is just so that there's a little bit of moisture in there. That's fine. Right, so up on that side, up on that side, fold that side over, make this nice and tight along here, and then bring this across and poke it round. And make it water and airtight. That's about as good as it's going to get, I think. So now it can go back onto the Kamado, where it's going to sit for another 2 hours. Over you go, Chiefy. There you go. That's it. And the Kamado has held a lovely temperature. It's been exactly where I would want it to be. So far, so good. And I wish this was smelly vision, because it smells lovely, but it isn't. So you'll just have to make do with remembering what your own ribs smelled like when you did them. Right, back in a bit. I'll see you when we bring it out and put the glaze on. So that'll be another couple of hours for me, and it'll be, ooh, when I clap my hands for you. It's nearly time. Well, actually it is time. It's time to pull the ribs off the Kamado and yeah, brush some barbecue sauce on and then put them back in for the final hour. I'm looking forward to this. The smell's gorgeous. Let's get them out. There they are, meat side down. Let's close that back down again. I've got to say I'm well impressed by the way the Kamado has held its temperature right the way through. Right, here we go. Let's unwrap these. Oh, look at the steam coming up. Lush. So, I'm using this upside down. Put it the right way up. Sweet Baby Ray's. It's a honey barbecue sauce and it's very popular, which is why I've got the second bottle. So I'm gonna come off, brush some on. Don't know whether you can you see? Yes, you can. Yes, so we'll just brush that on the base as you do, like that. Not too much. And then, carefully and cleverly, without burning my mitts if I can, ouch. Use the tongs, David, that's what they're there for. Lifting up, oh look at this. It can't be that far away from being completely done, it has to be said. Oof. Whip it over. There we go. And wipe your fingers, David. Innit murder? Forgive me for keeping an eye on what I'm doing, but you have to. Squirt. Come on. Squirt. Give that a brush, see whether there's enough. I'd be interested to know how much sauce you use on and rub you use on ribs and stuff like that, because this is the first time I've done a rack of ribs on the Kamado, and I have the feeling do I need more than that? Yes, put some more on, David. Never have too much sauce. That'll do. There we go. A good slathering of sauce. Give it a good brushing on, because I want this to stick to my ribs, so I do. There we go. So that can sit there. Oops, messy sod. I'm going to tear that bit of foil off because it's not going to be needed. So that can go to there, and then back in we go for the final hour. There it is. Just drop that foil down a bit. Lid back down. And that's it. It now sits there for one more hour and then it'll come out. You know what I'm going to say? I'll see you then. Back in a bit. Well, hello, we're back. Time's up, or just about. I'm going to have a quick look and see what's going on over on the Kamado. Let's have a quick gander and see what the temperature's doing and all kinds of stuff like that. Oh, look. That's butter soft. I wonder. Let's just have a... Yeah, I think we can safely say we're there. Time to get it out, I think. So here we go. Oh, dearie me. And let's just put it down on the chopping board here, and let me try and show you what we've got here. As you might have seen, just the bones just pulling out. Excuse me if I have a nibble at this, but you kind of have to go with where you go, don't you? That sauce tastes gorgeous. All right. Am I going to need a knife for this? I think not. There you go. That's what we're looking at. You can see there exactly what's happening. And so it is time for David to have a go at eating it. Just to tell you what it's like. I have to do it. Oh, The combination of that sweet baby Ray's and everything else is absolutely gorgeous. Without a doubt. Sticky. Sticky, soft and lovely. What more could you ask for? So that's it. That's my first go at baby back ribs on the Kamado using the 3-2-1 method, and I'm doing this again for absolute certain. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it and you've learned something, thumbs up. If you've hated it, thumbs down, but leave a comment down below so I know why, and subscribe if you feel like it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, stay safe, keep your charcoal burning right. Take care. Bye bye. Bye bye. Gorgeous. Give me more.